evening, everyone, from Larry Knight Field in Sumrall, Mississippi. It's time for District 7 4A high school baseball action as the Sumrall Bobcats host district rival Poplarville. I'm Kelly Sander along with producer-engineer Jeremy Thompson, getting ready for this, the last week of the regular season as teams do their final jockeying for positions. We'll talk more about the district race in a moment. Let's first of all give you the lineup. First of all, for the Hornets, who come in here with a 4-4 district record. Tyson Holston, the center fielder, leads it off. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Blaze Breerwood. Kanan Ray, the designated hitter, bats third. He'll be followed by Kyle Tynes, the first baseman, who's hitting cleanup. Brady Tynes, his little brother, will bat fifth and play second base. He'll be followed by Joey Smith, the third baseman. Batting seventh for Poplarville, playing right field, is Peyton Graham. Cade Johnson, the left fielder, bats eighth. And Chris Hughes, the catcher for the Hornets, bats ninth. So for Poplarville, it's Holston, Breerwood, Ray, Tynes, Smith, Graham, Johnson, and Hughes. And they will face senior right-hander Garrett Robbins, who will be spending a lot of time in Poplarville next year at this time, as Robbins, the senior starter for Sumrall, has announced his intention to play for Coach Michael Avalon at Pearl River next season. Pearl River in a big doubleheader right now against Southwest in MACJC action. Game one of that series was to begin at 3 o'clock this afternoon. So the Sumrall defense, Graham Crawford behind the plate. The infield has Hunter Barrett at third, Tanner Morgan at shortstop, Zane Berry at second, and Mason Story at first. And the outfield left to right has Logan Powell in left tonight, Dennis Jackson in center, and Big Time Billy in right field. Sunfield is center, and Garrett Robbins getting ready to get to work against the left-handed hitting center fielder Tyson Holston. Southern Miss and Ole Miss playing tonight at Pearl. We mentioned Pearl River and Southwest playing in junior college action. Other high school games include Oak Grove and Petal tonight at Oak Grove. The first pitch is outside from Robbins, ball one. Barrett even with the bag at third, just underway here tonight. Not a cloud to be seen anywhere here in the Raw. A beautiful night on Tuesday. The 1-0 pitch from Robbins outside. Robbins came in to get the save against Brookhaven Academy on a very wet Saturday night at Columbia Academy. Wind is blowing out toward right field. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Off the plate again, 3-0. 305 down the right field line, 325 to left, and 370 to dead center. So Robbins has dug a 3-0 hole here to the leadoff hitter Tyson Holston. That's too high. 4 straight pitches, all of them out of the zone, and Holston is aboard with a walk, and here comes Blaze Breerwood, the shortstop. Blaze Breerwood, whose dad is the president of Pearl River Community College, Adam Breerwood, and his dad Adam actually played baseball at Pearl River, coached a little soccer, and has worked his way all the way up to the presidency. Righty versus righty, the matchup here. Robbins from the stretch, and that hit him. It brushed him. It brushed the chest part of his jersey. So Breerwood is on a very auspicious start here for Garrett Robbins in the top of the first inning. Sumrall solidified as the number 2 seed in the region going into the playoffs next week. Can still be number 1, but Sumrall would have to sweep Poplarville, which that could certainly happen more than the other one, which would be Lawrence County would have to sweep Purvis, which probably won't happen. So Robbins against the right-handed designated hitter Kanan Ray. Out of the zone again inside. So Kanan Ray comes in with runners on first and second. And no bunt being shown here. Lance Hendricks, the baseball coach at Poplarville. The Hornets are bringing the sting early here tonight in Sumrall. The 1-0 pitch. Up, and it's 2-0. And Larry Knight quickly to the mound. as Robbins has yet to throw a strike. And just grazed Blaze Breerwood. He's at first. Tyson Holston, who got a 4-pitch walk, is at second base. So Sumrall in trouble here early, and not a ball has been put into play. Kanan Ray has a 2-0 count. And Kyle Tynes, the older of the two Tynes brothers, in the lineup tonight for Poplarville. Hornets batting here, top of the first inning. Let's see if Robbins and company can dig themselves out of this. The 2-0 pitch. Over the catcher's head, runners will advance. There will be no throw, and it's 3-0 to Ray. And one of the things that Larry Knight certainly doesn't want to do is to have to go to the bullpen this early. But Robbins definitely out of sorts here. In the top of the first. One of the seniors that was saluted prior to the game tonight. There's a strike. All of the seniors, including our own producer, engineer Jeremy Thompson, being saluted prior to the final home game of the regular season. Beautiful night here in Sumrall. 3-1 the count to Kanan Ray, the Poplarville designated hitter. Outside, ball 4, and there's a second walk of the inning, and the bases are juiced. For Kyle Tynes, his little brother Brady Tynes is on deck. Kyle, the first baseman, Brady, the second baseman. Kyle is the senior. Brady, who's up next, is a sophomore. So the Tynes boys here. And very quickly, Grant Reddy headed to the bullpen to try to get loose. Dennis Jackson shades him toward right, and the first pitch is low, ball 1. The Bobcats have a force anywhere, including home. I'd love to see maybe a dribbler right back to Robbins. But bases loaded and nobody out for Poplarville here in the top of the first. The 1-0 from Robbins. That one gets by the pitcher and caroms right back to Robbins. Runners will stay tethered, and Crawford will go out and talk to Garrett Robbins as the count is now 2-0 to Kyle Tynes, who is sitting in dead red fastball territory. 11 out of 12 out of the zone. Of the 12 pitches thrown so far, 11 balls. Good to see Logan Powell in the lineup tonight. The senior left fielder actually has some stitches in one of those knees. He got cleated in the Forest County game last week. He's actually out there checking the wind and sees that it is blowing toward right. Dennis Jackson having difficulty shading the sun in center field. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That bounces in there, 3-0. Larry Knight looking down to the bullpen already as Grant Reddy. Loosening. There's no place to put Kyle Tynes, and he has a 3-0 count. The pitch. Inside, ball 4. That's another walk. And Poplarville, without the aid of a ball in play, has taken a 1-0 lead. So here's Brady Tynes, the younger brother of Kyle Tynes, hitting from the left side. The bases are still loaded. Breerwood is at third. Kanan Ray is at second, and Kyle Tynes is at first. No outs here in the top of the first inning. Outfield shifting to the opposite way, but Billy Garrity's got a lot of room to cover out in right and right center. That pitch is high, ball 1. Reddy is already back from the bullpen, so no doubt they told him to step on it. The 1-0 pitch. There's a strike. Robbins letting up off of the gas a little bit just to make sure it gets over the plate. No harm done if the Bobcats can maybe get a ground ball double play here. Robbins battling the fifth man in the order, Brady Tynes, here in the top of the first. 1-1 pitch. That's low, 2-1. as Crawford had to block down on it to keep the ball in front of him. Breer was with excellent speed at third base, so a sac fly would most likely score him, depending on the depth, of course, of the fly ball. 2-1 the count to Brady Tynes. Garrett Robbins on the hill gets the sign. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Blew the fastball past him, and it's now 2-2. This is a big out for Robbins here, because if he gets this one, then a ground ball could get him out of it with just one run across. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brady Tynes. Robbins kicks and delivers. Outside, 3-2, so the count fills now. And the payoff pitch upcoming. We understand that Southern Miss starter J.C. Keys has been knocked out of the game after an inning and 2/3 against Ole Miss up in Jackson tonight. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Robbins. Outside, ball 4. It was high and away. Another walk. And another run for the Hornets. And here comes Larry Knight. All the other runners advance a station. Kanan Ray has moved to third. Kyle Tynes has moved to second. And already Robbins out of the game, and Grant Reddy will be given the baseball. Robbins just did not have it. And look, that happens. If you've ever played this game, it's not going to happen often. But sometimes it does, and Robbins' glove goes up against the wall. Very disappointed with his performance, but again, it happens. And they don't come any better than Garrett Robbins, but Grant Reddy comes in. And Reddy inherits bases full of Hornets. And he'll have to face Joey Smith, the third baseman. Our Bobcat baseball live stream sponsors include Diversified Forestry. Thank them for their continued support. Robbins comes into the game. He will defensively. So Robbins will go to right field. Garrity will go to left. Robbins was already in the lineup as a hitter. So Reddy will have to hit for Powell. So Grant Reddy, who has been a pitcher only, finds himself in a situation where he'll have to hit. And here's big Joey Smith, the third baseman. So again, the outfield now, left to right, is Garrity, Jackson, and Robbins. The infield remains the same. Ray now at third. Kyle Tynes at second. Brady Tynes at first. Still nobody out, and the Hornets lead at 2-0. Smith hitting sixth in the order. He'll be followed by the right fielder, Peyton Graham. So the Bobcats in a pickle here in the top of the first. First pitch from Reddy. Swung on. This is tapped foul. Wide to third. They play him to pull just slightly. Sumrall and Poplarville will do this again on Friday night. That'll be our next webcast for you. And that will wrap up the regular season. And Sumrall will play Oak Grove on Saturday as part of the Lamar County tournament. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Nice off speed. And then the last regular season game next Tuesday against Sacred Heart at Sacred Heart in Hattiesburg. And then the first round of the playoffs will be a week from Friday. And right now it looks like Sumrall would play Morton. Or not Morton, Raymond, I should say. Raymond. The 0-2 pitch. Low, 1-2. Reddy trying to nibble the outer part of the plate. The count is 1-2 to Joey Smith, the third baseman for the Hornets. The Hornets trying to hammer away at a gash that they've opened on the head of Sumrall here in the first inning. 1-2 pitch off the plate. It's 2-2. There's no place to put Joey Smith. Smith knows it. He knows that Reddy has to come at him at some point with a 2-2 pitch coming up. Reddy, if you're just tuning in, did not start this game. Robbins did. Robbins was already lifted. 2-2. That bounces in there. 3-2. It's still early on, but the mainstay of this Sumrall team this year, the one consistent, has been the pitching staff. They have kept the Bobcats in every game. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on. There's a drive to right field. Robbins is measuring it. He makes the catch. Tagging at third and coming home is Kanan Ray. It's a sacrifice fly and an RBI for Joey Smith. And it's now 3-0 Poplarville. And here's Peyton Graham. Runners on the corners now. Kyle Tynes advanced to third, but his brother held at first. So the double play set up here for Sumrall. 3 runs on no hits for Poplarville. It's all been walks and hit batsmen. Graham, should he reach, will be followed by Cade Johnson, the left fielder. First pitch from Reddy. Breaking ball, strike at the knees. Reddy being very careful just to make sure that he gets part of the plate. There's very little room for error. Already down 3-0 and just 1 out. All kinds of room in right center field for Graham. Jackson shaded well toward left. Throw over to first base, runner back in time. The bottom of the first inning will go through the Sumrall order. Sumrall coming in 18-5 overall. 6-2 in the region. Looking for another region win tonight, but already behind the 8 ball. That's outside. 1-1. As Grant Reddy on in relief of Garrett Robbins. GR and GR. Big Peyton Graham, the right fielder, at the plate for the Hornets, where they bring the sting, they say, in Poplarville. Oh, they've got him in a rundown. Back to first base. They're going to try to get the runner to score from home. Tanner Morgan makes the tag. The throw at home will not be in time. That's exactly what Poplarville wanted to have happen. They sacrificed Tynes going to second for the second out in order for his older brother to score. So it's 4-0 now. Base is empty and 2 away. And Peyton Graham looking at, I think it's a 2-1 count, but the 2-1 pitch. Outside, 3-1 now, I think. Oh, no, it might be 2-1. Next pitch, low, so now it's 3-1. Otherwise, he would have been trotting down to first base. So 3-1 to Peyton Graham. Here's the next pitch by Reddy. Ball 4. Another walk. Sumrall pitching has issued 5 in the inning. 5 free passes. And here's Cade Johnson, the left fielder. Not just 5 walks, but also a hit batsman. Poplarville has 4 runs on no hits. There's a strike. Grant Reddy, one of the seniors that was honored in tonight's game prior to the contest, which is traditional. The senior night hosted on the final home game of the regular season. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball in there. Strike. Nice pitch. 0-2. Dennis Jackson will still have to battle the sun for just a few more minutes. Wind blowing out toward right, somewhat vigorously. 0-2 pitch from Reddy coming. Runner going, swung on. Here's a little floater down the right field line. That's fair. That gets inside the line and then rolls foul. It's fair all the way. Here comes the throw from right field. The play at the plate is not in time. It is 5-0 Hornets on a 2-out double by Cade Johnson.
Catcher, Chris Hughes.
And Cade Johnson is in scoring position. And here comes Chris Hughes, the catcher, who makes the 9th batter of the inning for Poplarville, and the Hornets just garnered their first hit of the game. Righty-righty versus the matchup as Crawford goes through the signs. First pitch from Reddy is a breaking ball strike. And actually, you have to credit the Hornets there. They put the man in motion for the hit and run, and the hitter Johnson did what he was supposed to do, just stick the bat out and put it into play, and it just so happens it was a floater over the head of Story at first base and just inside the line. Couldn't have been executed any better. 0-1 pitch, there's a foul tip, 0-2. And because Peyton Graham was such a big dude, the only way that he could have scored on that hit that was looped into right field was if he got a head start, and that's exactly what happened on the hit and run. So 0-2 to Chris Hughes. Runner at second and 2 outs. Poplarville leading Sumrall 5-0 here in the first. These two teams will wrap up the regular season as far as the district goes this Friday night. We'll have it for you as we're live from Pop Vegas. Sumrall looking to avenge a football loss earlier in the year by Poplarville. Swung on and chopped foul, and that'll make its way into the Poplarville dugout here to our left. The big P on the Poplarville hat is exactly like Purdue's in the Big Ten Conference. The runner at second base, Johnson, will be moving on any contact, so a base hit would be disastrous for Sumrall here. Swung on, that one's shot foul and hits the covering over here of the Sumrall roof, protecting the fan base. 0-2 the count. Chris Hughes, the catcher. Should he reach, then Sumrall goes back up to the top of the order here in the first. 5-0 Hornets. Reddy looks in to get the sign, and now Hughes backs out. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball again ruined as he bats it foul over here to the left side. Mike Peterson will be keeping us up to date on baseball scores of the other big games around the area at all levels of baseball, JUCO, high school, Division I. It is baseball season. Dennis Jackson now glaring right into the teeth of the sun in center field. 0-2 pitch swung on, and this one is lifted out of play. 4 consecutive foul balls. And Hughes still working. There's an old story that former President Ronald Reagan, in his days as a sportscaster at WHO Radio in Des Moines, Iowa, back then they had ticker tape, which is how the news was brought to you. He was actually duplicating a Cubs game via ticker tape. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, and it actually went off of his fist. Slow roller. Barrett has it at third over to first base. Nice scoop by Story to make the play. So 5 runs on 1 hit. And let me finish that story, then I'll give you the rest of the Sumrall lineup. And that the story goes is that President Ronald Reagan, in replicating a Cubs game, people didn't know that he was doing it off of a ticker tape. Well, the ticker tape broke at about the 3rd inning of the Cubs game that President Reagan then young Ronald Reagan, the sportscaster, was duplicating. So until the ticker tape got fixed, he had the hitter foul off 17 straight pitches while his engineer was working the ticker tape, and then slowly brought everybody back up to speed. Here's the Sumrall batting order. Dennis Jackson leading it off. He'll be followed by Hunter Barrett. Mason Story hitting in the 3-hole tonight. Garrett Robbins in the cleanup spot. Billy Garrity batting 5th. Graham Crawford in the 6-hole. He'll be followed by Zane Berry. And then rounding out the order would be Tanner Morgan and Logan Powell, but that lineup has already changed in that Grant Reddy will have to hit in Logan Powell's spot unless they make some other changes as the game goes on. On the mound for the Hornets is Jordan Belsom. Belsom spelled B-E-L-S-O-M-E. The big right-hander. Good-looking athlete. Long-legged, prototypical right-hander. 3 good pitches, working all of them here in the warm-up session. And the Bobcats, who really have not been hitting very well as a team, already faced with a 5-run deficit. Raymond McRaney has checked in from Marrero, Louisiana. Time for our Sumrall roll call. Any Sumrall fans or anybody, wherever you're watching, might be tuned in tonight, give us a text at 601-310-7077. We'll give you a shout-out. Let us know where you're watching the game from. But if Sumrall baseball is on the air, Raymond McRaney will be joining us on the South Shore down in Marrero, Louisiana. Good to have you with us, Raymond. So again, give us a text, 601-310-7077. It's time for the Sumrall roll call. 1-0 pitch is low to Jackson, 2-0 now. Lights are now on here in Sumrall, but won't really be needed for probably another 15 minutes or so. The 2-0 pitch by Belsom. Breaking ball's high, 3-0. Maybe the Bobcats can return the favor here. Smith is at third for the Hornets. Breerwood is at short. Brady Tynes at second. And the first baseman is Kyle Tynes. And Dennis Jackson with a quick walk. And here's Hunter Barrett now. The sure-footed and even sure-handed third baseman for the Wildcats. First pitch missed, 1-0. So Belsom having a little trouble finding the strike zone here early on. The executive lounge in left has one lonely member. The 1-0. That one is right down the tube. Barrett would have liked to pull the trigger, probably had the take on there. 1-1 the count to the Sumrall third baseman. Jackson is at first with no outs. I would expect Jackson to be on the move pretty soon. The outfield for the Hornets, Cade Johnson in left, Tyson Holston in center, and Peyton Graham is the right fielder. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, fouled right over our heads here. Hunter Barrett pulling the trigger, just missing it. Mason Story, the first baseman on deck here. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the first inning. Scheduled 7 innings here tonight in this District 7 4A contest. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, got a piece of it. To stay alive. Other sponsors of our live stream include South Group Insurance, the largest independently owned insurance company in the state. 20 locations to serve you, including Columbia, Hattiesburg, Collins, and McGee. South Group Insurance, proud to support Sumrall baseball. Stays alive with another one fouled into the screen. Dykets Professional Drugs in Laurel. You can find them on the web at dyketsrx.com. That's Dykets, D-I-K-E-T-S, rx.com for your health insurance questions, your health questions in general. You can order your prescriptions online as well. Dykets Professional Drugs in Laurel. Throw over to first. Also, MCS Insulation and Building Supply. If you use it in, on, or around your home, you'll find it at MCS. and take a bite out of those high electric bills in the summertime with new insulation. Talk to the pros at MCS. Swing and a miss. Change speeds and Barrett down on strikes. So one away, and that'll bring up Mason Story. The Hornets of Poplarville had quite a football team in the fall. Steamrolled just about everybody. And won the district. Throw over to first, keeping Jackson close. So again, if you just tuned in, Garrett Robbins started the game tonight, just didn't have it on the mound. And again, it happens. If you ever play any sport, there's just going to be nights that you don't have it. Grant Reddy came on in relief, and Hunter Barrett is now headed down to the bullpen. So Larry Knight will probably use a pitching staff by committee tonight. Cross Sibley would probably go Friday. You just don't know. He's got some good pitchers. There's a strike on the outside corner. Halen Sanford would be rested at the end of the week. And Hunter Barrett was a starter for the first part of the season, then had a strain his upper hamstring. Throw down to second base, not near in time. Really was not a good pitch to even throw down there. Jackson with the easy stolen base. He's there with one away. 3-man umpiring crew tonight. A beautiful night in the raw, y'all. As Hunter Barrett slowly starts to loosen in that Sumrall bullpen down the right field line. 1-1, the pitch to Story. Swung on. Here's a little looper into left center field. Story delivers. It's down. Jackson will score easily. This ball will be cut off. Story with an RBI single, and the Raw Cats are on the board. Story has quite a success rate with runners on base and in scoring position. Larry Knight now coming down to talk to the home plate umpire. Story there running for himself at first base. Maybe the home plate umpire wanted to know where Reddy was going to go in the lineup. Wanted to get that corrected already, perhaps. So Story at first with one away. And here's Robbins, who had a 3-run dinger on Saturday night against Brookhaven Academy. You know, you're a coach and obviously had a rough start that Garrett had on the mound. You just say, hey, help us with the bat. Swung on, grounded to short. Flip to second for one. Throw over to first, not in time. So Story is retired. Robbins reaches on the fielder's choice. So there's 2 away. Here's big-time Billy now. Garrity also hit one against Brookhaven Academy that they're still looking for in the trees. I mean, that was a monster shot on Saturday night. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Should Garrity reach, then Graham Crawford would come to the plate. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the first inning, trailing Poplarville 5-1. The Hornets hit the Bobcats with an uppercut there in the top of the first inning, and the Bobcats are still a little bit dazed, but have come back with 1 run here in the bottom of the first, and the count is 2-0 to Garrity. Jordan Belsom, the pitcher for Poplarville. You know they're going to be careful with Garrity. 2-0 pitch. Held the swing back, and it's 3-0 now. Garrity will be on the take here. the sun now out of the equation. No Sunfield right now. 4 pitches and Garrity's on. So Graham Crawford up now with runners on first and second. And we'll see if we can't get an Ole Miss Southern score. I think they started at 6 o'clock tonight up at Trustmark Park in Jackson. We got started just a little bit late here tonight because of senior night. And here's Crawford. First pitch is outside, ball 1. So Belsom helping the Sumrall cause here a little bit with a couple of walks issued. Ole Miss leading 6-0. You have an inning yet? In the 4th inning. So Ole Miss opening up a small can on Southern Miss. Now timeout is called, and they'll talk to Belsom as he's got a 2-0 count on Crawford. It's be a great opportunity here for Sumrall to get some of these runs back because Belsom not exactly tearing up the strike zone. Mason Story came through with a hit that plated Dennis Jackson. Hard to believe that the regular season, for all practical purposes, ends this week. Hunter Barrett continues to loosen in the right field bullpen. So again, we might see 4 or 5 Sumrall pitchers tonight. 2-0 to Graham Crawford with Robbins at second, Garrity at first. 2 away, so they'll be off on anything hit. And Zane Berry on deck. Whenever the pitcher goes up with that high leg kick and holds it, you know they're going to spin. So Hunter Barrett coming back from the bullpen. We've got our beautiful HD 2-camera setup tonight. That's inside, 3-0 to Crawford. Belsom just puts it down the middle knowing that Crawford is on the take there, and that one is in position A for strike 1. 5-1 Hornets. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the first. 3-1 pitch, that one shot foul. Almost hurt Coach Broom down there at first base. Reached down there with the right hand initially and then pulled it back. See, that's where experience and a little bit of age comes in. You know better. 3-2 pitch swung on. Here's a high fly ball to right field. Being measured, and it's over the head of the right fielder. Peyton Graham, it looked like he was going to be there to make the catch. The Bobcats are running. And it's a 5-3 ball game. How about that? So it has to be a double all the way. So the catcher, Graham Crawford, with a 2-out double. Sully Clark comes in to run for him, and here's Zane Berry now. Boy, a big break for Sumrall there because it looked like Peyton Graham was going to be right there to make the catch, and then all of a sudden he started to backpedal knowing that he had overrun the ball. That's low, 2-0 now to Berry. So 5 runs across for the Hornets. 3 across for the Bobcats. We're not even out of the first inning. And get this, Poplarville has 5 runs on 1 hit. Sumrall has 3 runs on 2 hits. Pickoff play at second. Sully Clark barely back in time. Some of Sully's relatives up in Pennsylvania tuned into the games. The 2-0 pitch. That one is there for a strike, 2-1. So a wild start here, a little bit of everything so far. 2-1 pitch from Belsom. That one's there, strike 2. Fastball at the knees, and he's just trying to dissect the plate. But this is shaped up to be a pretty decent inning for Sumrall. 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses high and inside. Tanner Morgan getting ready to bat in the on-deck circle. The count is full to Zane Berry. Poplarville sent 9 guys to the plate in the first inning. Berry is the 7th one of the inning as he fouls the 3-2 pitch off. So Berry ruined at strike 3. Let's see if Belsom can come right back at him. The payoff pitch. Too high. Ball 4. And here's Morgan, the 8th man in the inning up for Sumrall here. See if Tanner can find a hole somewhere. The shortstop batting in the 8 hole tonight. He's been primarily in that 9 hole. First pitch to him is inside, ball 1. It looks like Seth Mitchell is getting ready to pick up a stick. No? It is Seth. In and out over at second. And the pitch is too high to Morgan. 2-0. So let's see if Morgan is on the take here. He is, and takes a strike right at the knees. 2-1. Sully Clark at second, running for Graham Crawford. Zane Berry at first. You've got some wheels on the base paths. If Morgan could find a hole somewhere. Swung on this to Chopper, right back to short. Brewerwood's got it. He'll step on the bag himself for the force out. So Sumrall sends 8 to the plate. And Sumrall comes back with 3 runs on 2 hits. So we go to the top of the second inning. It's the Hornets 5 and the Bobcats 3, and Hunter Barrett to the mound for Sumrall. So again, more moving around in the batting order and positions. You would think here that Logan Powell would go back to the outfield, and that Garrity would probably come in and play third. We'll have to see. That is what's happening. Garrity will go to third. And Logan Powell back into the ballgame going to left. As Hunter Barrett now making the 3rd pitcher of the night for Sumrall. Robbins and Reddy shared work in the first inning. And now Barrett, not unusual territory for him, as he is a starting pitcher primarily anyway, so this would just be like him starting a game. Termite Control Specialist, a sponsor of Sumrall games on the web. They've been in the business 55 years, and although they specialize in termites, they also offer pest control services. Whether it's a new construction or a house that you just want to make sure is protected, it is, after all, your number 1 investment. Call Termite Control Specialists at 261-5200. So back to the top of the order, and Tyson Holston for the Hornets leading 5-3, and this will be the first opportunity that Holston has had to face Hunter Barrett. Righty versus lefty, first pitch swinging, and it's into the net. So again, Garrity even with the bag at third. Tanner Morgan deep at short. Zane Berry always plays that deep second base position. And Story is backed up way off of first. Change speed and put it in there for a strike. Nice change of pace. Logan Powell on left, Dennis Jackson in center, and Garrett Robbins in right. The 0-2 pitch off the plate, 1-2. Boy, that change that Barrett just put in there was a beaut. He's ahead in the count here, 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Larry Knight saying from the dugout, nice pitch. You know, coaches will try to work the umps just a little bit. 2-2 pitch. This one is popped up to the infield. Tanner Morgan calls it from the get-go. He's there waiting on it and puts it away for the first out. So one away, and here's Blaze Beerwood, who was hit by a pitch his first time up, who wound up scoring. Really, if Barrett can settle the defensive troops down here, a 5-3 deficit, it certainly isn't anything Sumrall can't overcome. First pitch to Beerwood is a strike on the outside corner. And Blaze Beerwood, his dad Adam Beerwood, his mom Shanna. Down in Poplarville, swung on, just got a piece of it and poked it foul to the right side here. 0-2 as Hunter Barrett has come on to try to calm the seas here. On the top of the second inning where Sumrall gave up 5 in the first. The 0-2 pitch. Took something off it. Blaze Beerwood slaps it into the hole in left center field. That ball is down. Beerwood with great speed around first. He's into second base with a double, and the Hornets have another hit on the board. Beerwood found the hole. So he's at second. And here's Canaan Ray. Canaan like the land of Canaan in the Bible. Spelled the same way as well. Canaan. It's an interesting first name. You don't hear that name. Canaan. You hear Cain. But here's Canaan Ray hitting third in the order. He walked and scored his first time up. But then again, 6 of the 9 Poplarville hitters were either issued a walk or hit in the first. Beerwood at second base doesn't have to go anywhere, so he'll run based on where the ball is hit if it's put in play. 1-0 to Canaan Ray. 1-0 pitch. Took something off it. Here's a launch to right center field. That ball is down up against the wall. Canaan Ray around first on his way to second. He will pull up with a double. It is 6-3 Poplarville. Back-to-back doubles. And here's Kyle Tynes, who walked and scored. Man, I mean shots right up the power alleys. Beerwood to the left side. And Ray in the power alley in right center as Larry Knight out of the dugout to talk to his pitcher, Hunter Barrett. Now the bullpen has been quiet. Of course, we're just in the second inning. And Barrett started the inning off great, getting the talented Holston to pop it up to short. But then back-to-back doubles by Beerwood and Ray have plated another run for the Hornets, and it's 6-3 Poplarville. And that'll bring up Kyle Tynes, the first baseman. Who walked and scored, but when he walked, he actually got credit with an RBI. So 5 in the first, 1 more here in the second for Poplarville, with 1 away. Tynes hitting in the cleanup spot. He is the senior of the 2 Tynes boys. His little brother's a sophomore. There's a shot into left field. Base hit. Ray rounding third will hold. Logan Powell will run the ball in. So runners at first and third now. And one out. And here comes little brother Brady Tynes. Brady is a sophomore. Crawford out signaling the defense how they're going to play this first and third, and Cody Davis now up out of the dugout for Sumrall. He's headed to the bullpen. Larry Knight trying to find a winning combination here tonight. Now, Barrett off of the pitching rubber, now back to work. Double play ball is in effect here. First pitch, and a beauty right there for a strike. That's what Sumrall would love to see here, is a crisply hit ground ball right to somebody. And stem the tide here. Wind still blowing out toward right. The last two hits by the Hornets have been perfectly placed in the power alleys. Because you got some really good speed in that outfield for Sumrall, and Robbins. Jackson, of course, the all-everything wide receiver, you know he can run. Robbins already committing at the next level. Swung on and swept foul outside of first. So 0-2 the count. And Powell, who's been a defensive specialist for Sumrall, that there was no way that anybody was going to get those hits. I mean, they were just perfectly placed. The 0-2 off the plate. 1-2 now. Barrett blazed it in there as the right-handed senior sidewinder Cody Davis continues to loosen. One away here in the top of the second. 1-2 pitch, just got a piece of it. And it was a good thing that Tynes did. That was strike three. He pulled the trigger right at the last minute. At last report, Southern Miss was trailing Ole Miss 6-0 in the fourth. Try to keep you up to date as to how Purvis and Lawrence County are doing. Or Sumrall can still win the division. They'd have to sweep this series and hope that Purvis gets swept. The 1-2 pitch swung on, a shot wide of first. That hit the principal, Coach White over there. And Shannon White went to return the baseball and accidentally threw it over the fence. So 1-2 the count on Brady Tynes. He's got an RBI to his credit. When he walked in the first inning. The other series tonight is Greene County and Forest County in Region 7-4A. And really, for all practical purposes, Poplarville and Greene County are in the playoffs. Just don't know whether it's... There's a swing and a miss. Tynes down on strikes. Nice off-speed pitch there by Barrett. And here comes Joey Smith now, who had the sacrifice fly that scored Kyle Tynes. So runners will be moving now with two away. Barrett from the stretch on the righty versus righty matchup. Off the plate, ball one. The playoffs begin a week from Friday. And we'll be with the Bobcats every step of the way. 1-0 pitch coming. Swung on into the net. 1-1 now the count. Hunter Barrett, the third pitcher that Sumrall has used, and we're just in the second inning here. But again, Sumrall has had auspicious starts before, but has always come back and done what they need to do, and that's where tradition comes in, and knowing how to win. The 1-1 pitch to Smith is what we're waiting on. Wind still really for this late at night. the wind is still pretty vigorous. And it is blowing straight out to right field. Throw to first base, runner back in time. So we've heard from Gerald McRaney. What about Christy Martin? Haven't heard from Christy tonight in Folsom, Louisiana. And where are the rest of you Bobcat fans watching from? Shoot us a text at 601-310-7077. And keep that number on file. That pitch is outside, 2-1. It's going to get cool pretty quickly tonight, as there are no clouds overhead to act as that blanket of insulation. I learned that from the guys at MCS Insulation. That clouds are like a blanket of insulation, keeping you warm or keeping it cold, whatever the weather happens to be at that time. Barrett being bothered by Kane and Ray at third and Kyle Tynes at first. Those are the Poplarville runners with 2 outs here in the top of the second. Sumrall trailing 6-3. And now the waiting game continues, and Joey Smith, hitting 6th in the order, backs out of the box. Cody Davis back from the bullpen. He's ready to go should he be needed. 2-1 pitch. Low, 3-1. So where a lot of the games have been pretty quick games, we might be in for a long one here tonight. 3-1. Low, ball 4. So the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and here's Peyton Graham, who walked his first time up. Oh, Raymond McRaney, not Gerald. I said Gerald McRaney, the old actor from Major Dad. Raymond McRaney, sorry about that. They'll keep us straight down there in Marrero. So again, bases full of Hornets. And no place to put Graham, and that pitch is off the plate, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. There's a strike on the inner part of the plate. 1-1. It wouldn't surprise me if Peyton Graham was on the take until he got a strike. They're playing him to go the opposite way just a little bit. The 1-1 pitch. Strike 2 at the belt buckle. So Barrett ahead in the count here, and a strikeout would be huge. The 1-2 pitch. Off the plate, 2-2. Or in the words of the president, it would be huge. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The bases full of Hornets here in the top of the second. Big pitch coming. Swung on, shot right back up the middle. That is a base hit. This will score 1. Jackson can't handle the ball cleanly. 2 runs are in for the Hornets. It is 8-3. So Peyton Graham with a 2-out, 2 RBI single. Larry Knight has called timeout and is out talking to Hunter Barrett. Joey Smith has advanced to second. Graham is at first. The Hornets put up 5 in the first, 3 more here in the second. And they have really been seeing the ball well. And the Bobcat pitchers digging themselves a hole in the first inning with the number of walks. As a pitching guy, Coach Knight, this is going to be driving him nuts. And here is Cade Johnson. And you got to watch out for Cade Johnson. All he did was double his first time up with an RBI. So Hunter Barrett, and this is the 8th man in the inning that Poplarville has sent up. They sent up 9 in the first inning. First pitch, there's a golf shot down the left field line, and that'll get over the fence foul. They sent 9 to the plate in the first inning. Cade Johnson is the 8th man to the plate in this frame. 8-3 Hornets. The 0-1 pitch. Throw back to second base. Runner there in time. Was close, though. I think a little closer than Joey Smith thought it was going to be. Back to work at the plate. Change up. And there's a shot to Morgan at second. On the one hop. Flips it to Zane Berry. And that's it for the Hornets. They did get 3 runs on 4 hits. And it is Peyton Graham that got forced out at second. Roger and Karen Welch are watching from Mendenhall, Mississippi. They're pulling for their nephew, Billy Garrity, and all of the Bobcats. Good to have Roger and Karen Welch from Mendenhall, home of the Fighting Tigers in Mendenhall. Have lots of friends in Simpson County. D-Lo in Simpson County? I think it is, isn't it? D-Lo, Mendenhall, McGee. Hopefully Billy and the Bobcats can have a dramatic comeback here, trailing 8-3. And Logan Powell, who was originally in that 9 spot, will, as it turns out, come right back up to bat in that 9 spot, and then Sumrall will go back to the top of the order. I think that's the first time the Welches have checked in this year as part of our Sumrall roll call. We'd like to have you join us as well at 601-310-7077. You can always reach us during the webcast at that number on our text line. So here's Logan Powell. He was one of the seniors that was honored tonight as part of senior night. Righty versus righty, the matchup. And the first pitch misses, ball 1. Jordan Belsom on the mound for the Hornets. Hornets protecting an 8-3 lead here as we go to the bottom of the second. 1-0 pitch. Low, 2-0. Pitches aren't missing by much on either side. The 2-0. High and away, 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. Off the plate, a 4-pitch walk for Logan Powell. And here's Dennis Jackson. Jackson walked his first time up, wound up scoring on the base hit by Mason Story. First pitch to him is right there at the belt buckle, strike 1. Even with the bag at third is Big Joey Smith. Breerwood at shortstop for the Hornets. Brady Tynes at second. And Kyle Tynes at first. 1-0 pitch. Jackson tries, the 0-1 pitch rather. Jackson tried to put the bunt down and missed it, 0-2. Southern Miss was being beaten by Ole Miss 6-0 in the 4th. That's up at Trustmark Park. Ole Miss must be pretty good. And I'm not saying that to be funny or in any way. I just don't follow Ole Miss that much. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball. Got him on strikes. Perfect pitch on the inside corner, and he changed the speeds, which Jackson had not seen up to that point. Second strikeout of the night for Belsom. And here's Hunter Barrett. Logan Powell at first with one out here in the bottom of the second. Barrett struck out swinging in his first at bat. We mentioned Pearl River and Southwest. They were engaged in a doubleheader. The first game of that one started at 3. Pearl River leading the MACJC with just one loss on the whole year. First pitch swung on, grounded to short. This could be trouble. Brearwood to short, second for one, on to first, and a bad throw leaves Barrett at first base. So it'll be a fielder's choice. Powell is rung up at second. And Barrett is at first with 2 outs. And here's the very able Mason Story, who singled with an RBI his first at bat. We talked about that when Dennis Jackson came around to score. First pitch from Belsom, swung on a high fly ball to right field. Look out, this might be an adventure. Back there in right field, and the catch is made by Peyton Graham. I said that because Graham had trouble with that first one. So, no runs on no hits for Sumrall, and we've completed 2 here tonight. And it's 8-3 in favor of the Hornets. William Carey University, for over 100 years, has been equipping students to do all good works. Whether you're a high school student looking to further your education, or maybe middle-aged and want to get back and learn new technology or some new things, williamcarey.edu. You can go to their website and find out what offerings are available. William Carey University, for over 100 years, preparing students to do every good work, and proud to support Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. Hunter Barrett on to work the 3rd inning here, and he'll face Chris Hughes, Tyson Holston, and Blaze Brearwood. 9-1-2 for the Hornets, who put across 5 in the first and 3 more in the second. So let's see if the Sumrall defense can settle things down here a little bit and keep the Hornets at bay and keep them close. Hughes grounded to third his first time up. Purvis playing Lawrence County, Greene County, and Forest County battling. Another 7-4A action. First pitch is a strike, a blazer right there on the outside corner. Oak Grove and Petal are playing in 6A action. It looks like Oak Grove's going to win that division. 0-1 pitch swung on. Here's a little looper toward left field. Logan Powell wisely decides to let the ball drop. It's a leadoff single here in the 3rd. And the Hornets have a hit in every inning. Torrey Polk is the courtesy runner. And here's Holston, who has walked and popped to short. Throw to first, runner back. So the Bobcats in their game against Forest County last Friday just really looked like they were kind of spinning their wheels and just didn't have their heart into it. Snap throw back to first base, runner there again. And they incurred a pretty good chewing by Coach Knight on Saturday morning and came out and played a really good game against the tough Brookhaven Academy team on Saturday night. Now back to district play tonight, and the Hornets have come in here with their hitting shoes on so far, but lots of baseball still to play. Hunter Barrett, the 3rd of 3 Sumrall pitchers. And he's facing Tyson Holston. The pitch. Took something off of it. Ball 2. Two-0 pitch coming. That one's there at the belt buckle, 2-1. Garrity even with the bag at third. Again, the Bobcats with the double play in effect here would love to get a crisply hit ground ball. The Hornets with their leadoff man aboard. Throw again over to first base. The ball gets away from Story, but not far enough to where Polk would try to advance. The Poplarville Hornets. 6 teams in this district in baseball. So a home and home against each of the teams. Here's the 2-1. Runner going, swung on, ground ball towards second. Barry tries to backhand it. There will be no play. That'll be a base hit. Again, the Hornets have been executing the hit and run beautifully tonight. Now, if they don't have the hit and run on there, Barry can make that backhanded play and get the force at second. But because they put Hughes in motion, he was already nearly at the bag, and by the time Barry had found the handle, Holston was at first. So runners at first and second, no outs, and here's Breerwood, who was hit by a pitch his first at bat and then doubled to left center. His second time up. This would normally be a bunting situation. But the way Breerwood smacked it last time, we'll see if Lance Hendricks, the Poplarville coach, elects to let Breerwood swing away here. And you think he would with an 8-3 lead. And now the pitcher stepping off the rubber, and Graham Crawford signaling his infield how they want to play this here. First pitch to Breerwood. Shows bunt. It's a beautiful bunt down the third base line. The only play will be at first. Story with a great scoop at first base and a great dig by Barrett records the out. Breerwood puts down the sac bunt. And there's your answer. Now runners at second and third, and here's Kanan Ray. He has walked and doubled. He's scored both times and has an RBI. The Sumrall infield will be pulled in here. Kanan Ray, the younger brother of Chandler Ray, who was a standout at Poplarville and went on to play for Josh Huffpower at Pearl River. First pitch to Kanan Ray is outside, ball 1. So the only force is at first base here. Kanan Ray hitting third in the order. But when you see his batting stance and that bat bounce off his shoulder, it looks just like his older brother, Chandler Ray. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball missed high, 2-0. The Hornets put across 5 in the first, 3 in the second. They've got runners on second and third here with 1 out in the third. 8 runs, 7 hits, no errors for the Hornets. 3-2 and 0 for Sumrall. The 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss on the off-speed. Nice pitch by Barrett to get back in this count, 2-1. Hornets batting in the top of the third. If you get the ground ball, you can get that man breaking toward the plate. But if the batter gets any type of wood on it, so to speak, there's a strike, a beautiful pitch on the outside corner, 2-2. Then you give up 1, maybe 2 runs if the hitter can slide it past the drawn-in infield. So Barrett with a 2-2 count comes set, ready to deliver. Here it comes. Off-speed pitch, a little floater out toward left field. Logan Powell, he's under it. He makes the catch. They're going to challenge The throw, Garrity will cut it off. It is a sac fly to left field and an RBI, and the Hornets have another one. So Kanan Ray with his second RBI of the night. And here's Kyle Tynes, who has walked and singled. He has scored twice. Tyson Holston held his position at second, already being in scoring position there. The first pitch from Hunter Barrett. Off speed, a little bit short. 1-0. Should Tynes reach, then his little brother Brady would come up. The Hornets have put one across in every inning, at least. Hunter Barrett looking into Graham Crawford. The 1-0 pitch. Took something off of it, missed outside, 2-0. Sumrall and Poplarville will meet again in Pop Vegas on Friday night. Rain in the forecast for Saturday, so we'll see if that Lamar County tournament gets played. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Took something off of it, but that's there. Home plate umpire up with the right hand. 2-1 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the third inning. Sumrall trailing Poplarville 9-3. Your scoreboard says 8-3 up there, but it is 9-3. The 2-1 pitch. Swung on. Here's a high drive, but playable. Logan Powell is tracking it. So is Dennis Jackson. It'll be Powell that makes the catch. And that'll end the threat for Poplarville. But the Hornets come up with 1 run on 2 hits. So we go to the bottom of the third here in Sumrall. It is 9 for Poplarville and 3 for Sumrall. I want to thank our other sponsors, including Movie Star Restaurant. Did you know that Movie Star not only has the best buffet around, but they also have catering service? So whatever the special occasion might be, whether it's a birthday, an anniversary, wedding, what have you, pick from their catering menu and leave the cooking to the pros at Movie Star, home of the best fried chicken in the Hattiesburg area, as voted by you in the best of the best Pine Belt. Well, they vote on everything in that deal, don't they? The best fried chicken, best hamburger. Movie Star Restaurant, proud to support the Bobcats in their effort to win a state championship. So Jordan Belsom gets back to work here now with a 6-run lead. And he will face Robbins, Garrity, and Crawford here in the third. And a pretty night here in Sumrall. The scoreboard not too good looking, but weather-wise, it sure is nice as we reach the 8 o'clock hour. See what G's been up to. He reached on the fielder's choice and scored his first time up. First pitch from Belsom. The full windup. Here's a drive to left field. That ball is being tracked and caught right there. Cade Johnson had him positioned beautifully to start with. And with that ball blowing toward right, it held it up long enough that Johnson was right there to put it in his back pocket. So 1 out, and here's big time. Big time Billy Garrity with a walk and a run scored. Well, if he can get one up here to right field, tonight's the night. First pitch from Belsom is a strike at the knees. Gave him a change of pace to start the count. The 0-1 pitch. Another off-speed pitch. So all Garrity has seen is the change of pace. We'll see if he comes back and challenges him with the heater now. The 0-2 pitch from Belsom. There is the heater, and it's outside, ball 1. No word yet from Purvis as to how they are doing tonight. And we want a scoreboard watch because playing Lawrence County 1-2 pitch. There's a high drive. That ball is way back. That ball is gone. Aloha on the steel guitar. I just called it. Get it up in the air to right field, and Garrity, a solo shot, makes it 9-4. So how about that? So Big Time comes up with another drive to match the one at Columbia Academy. And here is Graham Crawford now. So, and that is Purvis against Lawrence County are 1-1 in the top of the sixth. There's a foul into the screen. So again, if Sumrall can come back and win this game, and somehow Lawrence County could pull out that game tonight, the Bobcats are still alive for a district title. 2-1 the count to Crawford. Good pitch on the bender on the inside corner, 2-2. Jordan Belsom, the lanky right-hander, like he said, his legs about up to his neck. Good pitcher's build. 2-2 pitch swung on and raked into left field. There's a base hit for Crawford. Bobcats not by any means done yet. He'll be lifted. Is that Sully Clark down there again? It is. And here's Zane, who walked his first time up. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. First pitch is a fastball strike right down the middle. Barry hitting 7th in the order tonight. Earlier in the year was in that leadoff spot. He's hit 2-hole a couple of times. The 0-1, Belson with the off-speed pitch. He wanted to know where that one was. But it's 1-1. Tanner Morgan on deck. So Sumrall answers the one run that Poplarville put up with the home run by Garrity. He hit it right over the Bobcat logo in right center. He smoked it. 1-1 pitch. Low. 2-1. So 1-1, Purvis and Lawrence County in the top of the sixth. That game, I believe, is in Purvis tonight. The 2-1 swung on. This one is lifted foul down the right field line. But right fielder, they're trying to make the grab and can't get it. Good effort by Peyton Graham. Just couldn't quite track it down. So it's just a long, loud strike. 2-2 to Zane Berry. Sumrall batting in the bottom of the third, trailing at 9-4. We'll try to get that scoreboard updated for you shortly. The 2-2 pitch. Too high. 3-2. Sumrall trying to work its way back into this game. Belsom's been throwing hard, but has been a little bit erratic. 3-2. Swung on. Here's a shot towards second. This has double play written all over it. And it is a 4-4-3 double play.
Well, Sumrall in the bottom of the third.
1 run on 1 hit.
1 run, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left.
So we've completed 3. And we have a 9-4 score now. And Hunter Barrett back to work, and he will face hitters 5, 6, and 7, Tynes Smith. And Graham. Covington Ridge Retirement Home in Collins is just like home, quiet, cozy. They also provide approximately 500 square feet of spacious living quarters for your loved one. Brand new granite countertops and an outdoor patio. Tons of activities and entertainment for the residents to enjoy. And right now they have availability. Visit CovingtonRidgeRetirement.com. CovingtonRidgeRetirement.com. Ole Miss is defeating Southern 7-3. The Rebels ahead of the Golden Eagles. Again, at last report, Purvis and Lawrence County 1-1 in the 6th. We'll keep you up to date on that one. So here's Brady Tynes. He has walked and struck out. He does have an RBI tonight. Tynes, a sophomore. 9-4 baseball game here. First pitch to him is outside, ball 1. Still battling allergies. My apologies. I wish I wasn't. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, slow roller to second. Zaneberry gobbles it up. Should be routine, and it is. 4-3 on the putout. Brady Tynes is retired. And here's Joey Smith. He's got a sacrifice fly and a walk. Lawrence County has taken a 3-1 lead against Purvis in the top of the 6th inning. There's a strike to Joey Smith. He's the third baseman, hitting 6th in the order. Bases empty, 1 out. Sumrall trying to shut down the Hornets for the first time tonight in an inning. Swing and a miss. Nice off speed. And Poplarville has scored in every inning. 5 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 in the third. So if you keep doing that math, it should be a 0 here. Swung on, just cue balled that one into the screen. You sure that Lawrence County is ahead in that game? So Joey Smith in an 0-2 hole here. Barrett ahead in the count with the bases empty. Kicks and delivers. Off-speed pitch, just got a piece of it, and that ball is foul. Started fair, but kind of had that funky spin on it, and the Bobcats watched it go outside the line. Smart play by the defense. So still 0-2. Cody Davis had warmed a little while ago, but Hunter Barrett looks like he's here to stay for a while. Here's the 0-2 offering. Outside, 1-2. With Peyton Graham, the right fielder, on deck here for the Hornets. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, there's a shot right back to Barrett, who zings it over to first base. Nice job by Barrett to get his glove out there to field it, because had he missed it, that ball was cleanly into center field for a hit. So here's Graham. He's walked and scored. He is singled with a couple of RBIs. First pitch to him. Swung on. Here's a drive down the right field line. This ball might stay fair, but it doesn't. It goes foul. It was driven deep to right. Robbins was on his horse, but that wind, which is blowing out toward right and a little bit toward the foul line, just pushed it that way. So 0-1 to Graham. Hunter Barrett gets the sign. Change up inside, 1-1. Should he reach, then Cade Johnson would come up. 9 runs, 7 hits. No runs for Poplarville. 4 runs, 4 hits. No errors for Sumrall. Outside again. 2-1. Wind still blowing toward right. Amazing. Usually when the sun goes down, the weather tends to calm down a little. 2-1. Swung on. Here's a high pop. Dennis Jackson got a late start. Tanner Morgan is calling for it, and he makes the catch. So, for the first time tonight, the Hornets go down in order. So Tanner Morgan, Logan Powell, and Dennis Jackson will come to bat. And the Sumrall faithful now have heard the score from Purvis. So it would be big if the Bobcats can come back, because if Purvis loses and Sumrall loses, you're kind of right back to where you started, where that would clinch it. It would clinch it for Purvis, because Purvis swept Sumrall during the regular season. So the Cougars of Lawrence County doing their jobs, and hopefully the Bobcats can come back and take care of business here. Kelly Sander along with Jeremy Thompson, glad to have you along. You know, the filing date for taxes is the 17th. That's a week from today. If you haven't started yours yet or need questions answered, why not consult the professionals at Martin's E-Tax in Sumrall, locally operated by Michael and Jenny Martin. They're not open just during tax season, but all year round for your business tax services. Martin's E-Tax at 4879 Highway 589 in Sumrall, right across from the Sumrall Town Hall. Martin's E-Tax, proud to support Sumrall Bobcat baseball. Here's Tanner Morgan getting to work against Jordan Belsom. First pitch is low, ball one. Belsom a pretty quick worker. Winds, the 1-0 pitch is too high, 2-0. Bobcats need base runners, trailing 9-4 here in the fourth. Outside 3-0, Morgan ahead in the count. No signal for that one. If he hasn't thrown a strike yet, you're on the take. Here's the 3-0. 4-pitch walk. And look, Poplarville has given the Bobcats some chances tonight. That is the fifth walk issued by Belsom. And here's Logan Powell, who was the recipient of one of those walks in his first at bat. First pitch is a strike. Belsom has walked Berry, Morgan, Powell, Garrity, and Jackson. So Sumrall with its leadoff man aboard here in the bottom of the fourth. In fact, the only inning that Sumrall did not get the leadoff man aboard was last inning. Strike on the corner to Powell. He's in an 0-2 hole now. Dennis Jackson on deck. A big District 7 4A game. The 0-2 off the plate. Wanted to see if Morgan might have been on the move and if Powell would go fishing. So if that score holds and Lawrence County wins, and Sumrall wins, and Purvis would have to win against Lawrence. Swing and a miss. Powell down on strikes. Purvis still has its destiny in its own hands. And here's DJ. Belsom has recorded 3 strikeouts to go along with the walks. And Jackson struck out looking in his last at bat. Breaking ball high. Ball 1 to the Sumrall center fielder. Jackson got kind of a late start on the baseball season because of his participation on the Bobcat basketball team, which made the playoffs. There's a strike. And as you would expect, not getting as many cuts as the rest of the guys in preseason. Got off to a little slow start, but has picked it up. And of course, defensively, quite a gem. Throw over to first base. In at third, Joey Smith was thinking that Jackson might try to bunt, but with one out, not likely. Swung on. There's a shot into left field, a base hit. Tanner Morgan will hold at second. So Dennis Jackson with a base hit, and things beginning to pick up here. Business beginning to pick up here for Sumrall. And here's Hunter Barrett. He has struck out and reached on a fielder's choice. 9-4, Poplarville, one out. Here in the bottom of the fourth. You can't help but think just a couple of hits here. Sumrall right back within striking distance. First pitch, strike. Nice off-speed pitch. Belsom kind of falling off to his left. Breerwood at shortstop. Pretty good one over there for Pop Vegas. The 0-1 too high. 1-1. So we will be monitoring that Lawrence County Purvis score closely. Sumrall players kind of getting on the pitcher now, and Barrett backs away. Well, wouldn't it be something if Sumrall could come back and win this game and Hunter Barrett would get the win? The 1-1 pitch. Low, 2-1. So Barrett has worked himself into a fastball count here. The wind still pretty active toward right field. Morgan at second. Jackson at first, swung on, shot toward third. We'll go to second for one, to first. Double play! A 5-4-3 double play, the second time in as many innings that the Bobcats have hit it hard, but right at somebody. So we have finished 4 here in the Raw, y'all, and Poplarville leading Sumrall 9-4. La Torres Fine Foods is a supporter of Sumrall Bobcat baseball. Of course, it's not very far from the field at all. It's known, of course, if you had to be living in a cave not to know about La Torres, but steaks, seafoods, chicken, salad, sandwiches, po' boys, whatever you might be in the mood for. And don't forget their country lunch plate special, which includes a salad and a drink. Open Sunday through Thursday, 10:30 to 9. La Torres open for your dining pleasure on the weekends from 10:30 to 10 at 1143 Highway 42 in Sumrall. La Torres, talk about a staple in the Sumrall area for great dining. La Torres been around for a long time, and you don't get to be around a long time unless you do it right. So Hunter Barrett continues to work here, and he will face hitters 8, 9, and 1 in the 5th. Cade Johnson has doubled with an RBI and reached on a fielder's choice, so he has put the ball in play both times. So Purvis has come back with 2 more runs in the bottom of the 6th. They are now tied at 3. First pitch from Barrett, swung on, popped him up, right side of the infield. Zane Berry is underneath it. He puts it away for an easy out. So 1 away, and here's Chris Hughes. He has grounded to third, singled, and because he was the catcher, Polk came in to run for him, and Polk eventually came around to score. This pitch fouled into the screen. Almost got Mike Peterson right in the mouth. And from the look of that grill, Mike Peterson's had some work done. And that stuff ain't cheap. Yes. Almost got one right in the teeth. 0-1 to Hughes, the catcher. The 0-1 pitch. Took something off of it. Oh, man, I don't know where that missed. Might have called it up. 1-1 the count to the number 9 man in the order for Lance Hendricks. Too high, 2-1. With Tyson Holston on deck. Poplarville batting in the top of the 5th, leading Sumrall 9-4. Just a disastrous first inning for Sumrall that the Bobcats have been trying to claw their way out of. But that big ugly 5 up there in the first inning, they haven't been able to rebound just yet. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Took something off, but swing and a miss. Nice change of pace. Had Hughes way out front. So Barrett now has retired 8 in a row. And here's Tyson Holston. First pitch to him is a blazer that missed high, ball 1. Yeah, so Barrett has settled in here and is sent up and down 8 straight. The 1-0 pitch. Strike on the corner. Nice one. So Story, Robbins, and Garrity would be the offerings. There's a strike on the corner. So Barrett ahead. 1-2. Bases empty, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. The pitch. Swung on. Little flare out toward third. Garrity will let it bounce foul. He was trying to track it down and perhaps try to catch that ball, but when he realized he couldn't, knew that the spin was going to carry it to the other side of the line and let that happen. So the count stays at 1-2 to Holston, who has a 1-for-2 night. Too high, 2-2. He walked and scored in the first, popped to short in the second, and then singled. Back to work. Here's the pitch by Barrett. Off speed. Strike 3 on the corner. Down goes Holston. 2 strikeouts in the inning. So the Hornets down in order, and that's 9 in a row now. 9 in a row sent down by Hunter Barrett. And the meat of the Sumrall order coming up. So they are hoping that the middle part of that order can respond. Meanwhile, the news not being broken to the fan base here, but those of you on the web, Purvis has come back to take the lead against Lawrence County, 5-3. And Purvis batting in the bottom of the 6th. Columbia Medical Supplies, a proud supporter of Sumrall baseball for medical supplies and equipment needs, hospital beds, wheelchairs, scooters. They also have a respiratory therapist on staff. You know, sleep apnea. A lot of people have sleep apnea and don't even know it. Most insurances accepted it as well. Contact Columbia Medical Supply on the Highway 98 bypass in Columbia. You can call them at 736-0843, 736-0843. Story 1-for-2 with an RBI and a single. First pitch to him is Belson back to work. First pitch swinging. And he squibs it foul over here to the left side. You would think that Belson was just out there for the rest of the night, no matter what happens. From the full windup, Belson gets the sign, and now Story wants time at the plate. I've been intrigued at how Joey Smith has been even with that bag at third base all night. Slowed that one down and didn't get to the plate. 1-1. So they've completed 6 innings now in Purvis, and the Tornadoes lead Lawrence County 5-3. So if the Tornadoes hold on there, Purvis wins the district. 1-1 pitch, strike on the corner. Nice off-speed pitch. Story hitting third in the order. And I'll do the best I can between sneezes and coughs to bring you the play-by-play. 1-2 pitch coming. Swung on off the fist. This is a little looper out into foul territory at first base and was dropped by the first baseman, Kyle Tynes. Boy, what a break for Sumrall. Story was practically headed to the dugout. They wanted to know if he had dropped the ball making the exchange, trying to get the ball out of his glove, but from our vantage point, no, that was not the case at all. He just muffed it. Watch Story come through with a hit now. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That doesn't happen very often. Mason Story is erased, and here's Garrett Robbins. G has reached on the fielder's choice and scored. He has lined out to left field. He had the giddy up on that last hit to left, but Cade Johnson tracked it down nicely. First pitch to him. Chopped wide of third. Almost hit Larry Knight, but he just stood there very statuesque. Which I think is the first time all year we have used the word statuesque on the webcast. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Both pitchers really appear to be settling down here in the middle part of the game. Base is empty, one out here for Sumrall on the bottom of the 5th. Belsom's 0-2 pitch. This one is skyrocketed. The right side, I think it'll get out of play, and it does over there by the Shannon White shed. Just beyond the batting cage, so 0-2 to Garrett Robbins with Big Time Billy on deck, who has a home run tonight. Garrity has homered in successive games. The 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball just missed high. 1-2 to Robbins, whose Pearl River teammates play in Southwest. We have not had a report on those scores yet. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a high drive to center field. Moving to his left is Tyson Holston to glove it for the second out. Yeah, even if you hit that one to the gap, kind of like that one was when it's hit that high, and center fielders usually being pretty speedy, it gives that defender a chance to get over there and camp underneath it. 2 up and 2 down, and here's Big Time. He's walked and scored and homered, so he's officially 1 for 1. Unfortunately, the homer was a solo. See if Holtzman comes right back after him. Breaking ball inside. Jordan Belsom. Belsom spelled B-E-L-S-O-M-E. 9-4. Hornets here in the bottom of the 5th. Base is empty, 2 away. The 1-0 pitch. Missed again. Garrity with the home run power. They will be careful with. And they certainly don't want to dish one up here. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Tried to get him off the plate. 3-0. So Garrity might just get the intentional here, even though the Hornets have a 5-run lead. Well, they came after him. 3-1. And this might be Belsom's call. It might be the pitcher Belsom's call to either put him on unintentionally or get after him. He wants a new baseball now. And really, if I'm coaching Poplarville, I'll say, pitch to him. You got a 5-run lead. If you can't hold a 5-run lead, you don't deserve to win anyway. Bases are empty. 3-1 pitch. Swung on, a chopper to first base, and you knew with the spin on that one, that was going to be hard to handle. So it is ruled an error. But it doesn't matter. The Bobcats need the runners. And here's Graham Crawford. All he's done is doubled with 2 RBIs, and he's singled. He is 2 for 2 tonight. Let's see if he can't continue that trend. So Garrity's on at first either way. And they'll have to come after Crawford. Swing and a miss. Crawford was trying to wrap it in the flag in center field. They're in the top of the 7th at Purvis. All the Tornadoes have to do is come up with 3 runs, and the Tornadoes are the champions of District 7-4A. Here's the 0-1. Swung on. Here's a pop-up. Left side. This could be trouble. Shortstop giving way to the left fielder who comes on to make the catch. Cade Johnson with the out. And Sumrall is done in the 5th. No runs, no hits. There was an error. And there was a man left. So the Hornets will send up runners 2, 3, and 4. Premier Orthopedics, we thank them for their support. Dr. Burns and Dr. Bayless. Actually, Tommy Bayless, well, Dr. Tommy Bayless, was quite a football player at North Forest back in the day when Alton Waldman was the coach there. And now he's a renowned sports medicine specialist. Along with Dr. Burns, they specialize in special conditions including tendon and ligament issues, dislocation, sprains. They do it all. Premier Orthopedics, we thank them for their continued support. Hunter Barrett on for another inning of work, as we're still not quite 2 hours old yet in this game. We're just an hour and 50 into it, and we're at the top of the 6th. Awaiting catcher Graham Crawford, who was the last out, had to get his gear on. Blaze Bearwood will lead it off in the 6th. Bearwood, just a sophomore. He has a 1-for-1 night, actually, with a sacrifice bunt. He was also hit by a pitch. He has scored 2 runs. 9-4 Poplarville here in the top of the 6th. He'll be followed by Kanan Ray and Kyle Tynes. First pitch to Bearwood is low, ball 1. Cody Davis was the last Sumrall pitcher to be warming in the pen, but he has been silent the last couple of innings. As we mentioned, swing and a miss. Hunter Barrett has retired 9 in a row. We thought at the beginning of the game we were going to be here till the curfew, but both pitchers have settled down. There's a shot toward third, fielded by Garrity. Long throw to first base. Bearwood quick down the line, but not as quick as the throw from Garrity. So 1 away, and here's Kanan Ray. He has walked, doubled, scored twice, hit a sacrifice fly, and has 2 RBIs. First pitch, as he's now sent 10 in a row down. Really, you take away that 5 spot in the first inning, and we're tied. Here's the 1-0. Check swing, but he went through. 1-1 now. Old Miss was beating Southern Miss at last report 7-3. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Hunter Barrett just getting stronger as the night goes on. Kyle Tynes is on deck for Poplarville here in the 6th. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Did he go? The appeal says no. Two and two the count. Base is empty, one away. Changeup is short, so the count fills at 3-2. Again, if Purvis hangs on to win that game, these results are moot. Doesn't matter. The Tornadoes would lock down the number 1 seed. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Kane and Ray is on base. That's the second time tonight he's been walked and stops the streak of 10 in a row that Barrett had sent down. And here's Kyle Tynes, the first baseman. He's walked, singled, and flown to left. He's officially 1 for 2 with a couple of runs scored. 9 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Hornets. 4-5 and 0 for the Wildcats. Change up, strike. Brady Tynes, the younger brother, on deck. Throw over to first base. And it's been a while since Barrett has thrown over there. He hasn't needed to because they haven't had any base runners. Big hole in right center field. There's another throw over to first base. Keeping Kane and Ray close. The 0-1 pitch. Runner going, and there was the hit and run again. But that ball is foul. That's the first time tonight that Poplarville has not executed the hit and run to perfection. Because of Kane and Ray on his horse there from first base. And Kyle Tynes keeps that fair inside the line. Lawrence County has come back with a run in the top of the 7th and still batting with 2 outs and the tying run at third. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, 1-2. 1 away. Here in the top of the 6th inning. 1-2 the count to Kyle Tynes, the Poplarville first baseman. The 1-2 pitch from Barrett. High, throw to second base is high. Gets into center field, but Ray will stay at second. It's not very often the team steal on Graham Crawford. But he's there in scoring position with 1 away and a 2-ball, 2-strike count to Kyle Tynes. Again, lots of room in right center field. The cleanup hitter Kyle Tynes at the plate here for Poplarville. Barrett taking a lot of time, and now Tynes wants time of his own. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. The pitch. Swung on, here's a drive to center field. Dennis Jackson coming in to put this one away. So 2 outs. He'll be moving on contact, and here comes Brady Tynes. Tynes, the sophomore younger brother of Kyle Tynes, who is a senior. Bobcats trying to shut down the Hornets here in this inning. Even though a man is in scoring position, that first pitch is high, ball 1. Brady Tynes hitting 5th in the order. Should he reach, then Joey Smith, the third baseman, would come to the plate. Glad to have you with us on a cool, crisp spring night. Well, even though the regular season is nearly over, we have yet to have a night where we didn't need the long sleeves. The 1-0 pitch. Took something off it and nibbled the corner for a strike. Which is okay by me, because heaven knows,
County takes the lead 7-5.
Lawrence County has just taken the lead.
7-5, 2 out, nobody on.
7-5.
I had a man on first and third, so yeah.
So Lawrence County has retaken the lead in Purvis. So the Tornadoes will have to bat. The Tornadoes will have to bat in the bottom of the 6th. Couldn't hold the lead. Here's the 2-1. Yeah, he went. And that'll make it deuces across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kane and Ray at second. Purvis batting in the top of the 6th. Let's see if Hunter Barrett can finish it off here. And now he's off the pitching slate. How about the Tigers and Indians, Mike? We got a major league score. Because that's the one everybody wants to hear about. Right? No? Barrett gets the sign. And the 2-2 pitch coming up. Again, the advantage you have as a runner at second base with 2 outs is you don't have to worry about a line drive being hit and you getting doubled off the bag. And Kane and Ray with good speed at second. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on. This is a little pop toward the left side of the infield. Should be no problem for Tanner Morgan. He's there. And that takes care of it. No runs on no hits. 1 man left. Barry, Morgan, and Powell will come to the plate. Lawrence County is still batting. And that got the attention of the Sumrall dugout. Back in a moment, you are listening and watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball. Zane Berry leads it off. Berry has walked and grounded into a double play. Wildcats have got to get some runners here as Belsom gets back to work. First pitch, swing and a miss. Larry Knight now will hustle down to his coaching box as Cody Davis goes back to the bullpen to start loosening. The 0-1. Another strike on the inside corner. Took something off of that one. So you might think that Hunter Barrett may be reaching his pitch count limit for the night, and Cody Davis may get the bottom of the 7th or the top of the 7th assignment. Again, Lawrence County has regained the lead against Purvis, but that would mean nothing unless Sumrall can pull this one out. Swung on, just got a piece of it. Stays alive at 0-2. In the major leagues tonight, the Cleveland Indians have defeated the Detroit Tigers 2-1. They beat the Tigers last night 1-0. In 3 games, because Detroit lost Sunday 1-0, Detroit has scored 1 run in 3 games. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This one is lifted out of play to the right side. So you talk about offensive futility. Barry staying alive here. Zane showing some fight. Trying to get Sumrall a base runner here in the bottom of the 6th. The 0-2 pitch. Not even close. Jordan Belsom trying to go the distance to pick up this win. The 1-2 pitch. Low. 2-2. And even if Sumrall were to pull this out, and Purvis would lose, Purvis would have to lose yet again. 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. So Zane Berry has worked it back to a full count. And the Sumrall fans and players have come back to life here a little bit, knowing that they're running out of outs. The 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, it's outside. So Berry is on, and here's Morgan. He's reached on a fielder's choice and walked. So hang on here. Even with the bag at third is Joey Smith. Nobody seems to be too concerned about the Greene County-Forest County matchup tonight. Forest County will not make the playoffs. Greene County will, just either a 3 or a 4 seed. First pitch is a strike to Morgan. Every opportunity the Hornets have had to turn the double play tonight, they've done it. Let's hope that's not the case here. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball too high. 1-1. To Tanner Morgan, hitting 8th in the order tonight, when most of the year he's been in that 9 hole. And Seth Mitchell is in the on-deck circle. He'll hit it for Logan Powell. The 1-1. Low. Ball gets away from the catcher. There will not be a throw. Nice heads-up play by Berry, because now the double play cannot be executed conventionally. And the count is 2-1 to Tanner Morgan. The Poplarville bullpen has been quiet all night long. The 2-1 pitch swung on. Here's a ball that's wide of third, but not by much. Four strikeouts tonight for Belsom, but he's walked 6. But his teammates have put up 9 runs for him. Cody Davis again back from the bullpen. He's ready to go. The 2-2 pitch to Tanner Morgan. Checked his swing. Didn't go. Inside, it's 3-2. Sumrall has a pulse here in the 6th. The payoff pitch swung on and laced foul to the right side. So Morgan's still alive at 3-2. And every time that Belsom throws it to the plate, that's just more wear and tear on his arm. And the more tired he becomes, the more mistakes he'll make. The 3-2 pitch swung on. This is a fly ball to right center field. Right fielder underneath it makes the catch. Here comes the throw to third. It will not be in time. So Tanner Morgan gets the runner to third base. There's one away. And here's Seth Mitchell. Seth Mitchell hitting for Logan Powell. So Peyton Graham was able to pocket that one in right field, but a couple of other plays tonight, he just hasn't looked real confident in right field. And here's Seth Mitchell, who seems to have a knack for getting the barrel on the ball in big situations, just a sophomore. Tough situation, too, to come off the bench. First pitch, Belsom. Here's a drive to left center field. That ball is well hit. That ball is off the wall. So score a run. Mitchell into second base, and the sophomore has done it again. He was that close from putting it out of the ballpark into the wind. Cross Sibley will run for Seth Mitchell. How about Seth Mitchell? Unless you've played the game, you don't know how mentally tough that is to be able to come off the bench be physically
Center fielder Dennis Jackson.
and emotionally cold and to rip that one into left center like he did. Nice job by Seth Mitchell. That's an RBI, and it's a 9-5 ball game. We're still awaiting the final score over in Purvis. Things were looking good for the Cougars of Lawrence County. Here is Dennis Jackson now. He's got a single, a walk, and a strikeout. Swung on, and that one's slapped foul. Wide of third. So you would think that the gas needle on Belsom is getting toward the E mark here in the 6th inning. 9 runs, 7 hits, 1 error for the Hornets. 5-6-0 for Sumrall, but the Cats have another runner at second base and just 1 out here in the 6th. The 0-1 to Jackson. Swung on. Here's a drive to center field. Lifted in the air. That's routine for Cade Johnson. Dennis got under it. 2 outs. Here's Hunter now. He struck out, reached on a fielder's choice, and grounded into one of those documented double plays. So Sibley running for Mitchell at second base will be off to the races on any contact. Swing and a miss. And that, it did hit the catcher in the helmet on the swing. There was a long, fluid swing by Barrett. The 0-1 pitch. Low, 1-1. Should Barrett reach, then Mason Story would come to the plate. The 1-1 pitch. Too high, 2-1. Belsom earlier in the game was getting the signs and really getting to work quickly. Now laboring a little bit. So it is a final score. Lawrence County has defeated Purvis 7-5. The 2-1 pitch. Strike on the fastball. Boy, he blazed that one in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. So for the time being, the district championship is not secure. Purvis had the opportunity tonight and blew it. 2 balls, 2 strikes, off the plate, 3-2. It was out. And the Poplarville faithful thought it was there, but we're right on top of the umpire here, and it was outside. We can't tell up and down, but we can sure tell in and out. Here's the payoff pitch from Belsom. Swung on, shot into left field. Base hit. Sibley rounding third. He will stay as the throw is cut off. So runners on first and third, and here comes Story. Hayden Barrett will courtesy run for Hunter Barrett, the pitcher. So Little Bro will run for Big Bro. So time is called. Sibley's going to have to swap helmets out here. So runners on the corners now. And Mason Story, who in other situations has almost every time delivered. So we'll see with the runners on the corners here what happens. First pitch to him is high, ball 1. And at a certain number of pitches, Belsom has to come out. Don't know what his pitch count is right now, but 1-0 to Mason Story. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball, strike. 2 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Even if they could get Sibley home from third and make it a 9-6 ball game. Every little bit helps here for the Wildcats in the 6th. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, got a piece of it, but knocked it foul. So he's behind now, 1-2. To Jordan Belsom. Purvis has been defeated tonight. Lawrence County beat him in Purvis, 7-5. Had Purvis won, they would have locked down the number 1 seed. They can still do it by beating the Cougars in Monticello on Friday. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on, got a piece of it, but that one goes foul. So Story battling for his life here. The Bobcats indeed fighting for their lives in the bottom of the 6th, trailing Poplarville 9-5. Oh, for the long ball here. 1-2 to Mason Story with Garrett Robbins on deck. The 1-2 pitch outside, 2-2. You don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse, but should Story reach, Robbins comes up and would be the tying run. Would represent the tying run, and Robbins has home run power. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him on a breaking ball. Story down on strikes for the 2nd straight time. So 1 run on 2 hits. So we've completed 6. It is a 9-5 ball game, and Cody Davis into work to Smith.
Score, Lawrence County 7, Purvis 5.
So Smith, Graham, and Johnson will be who Cody Davis, the big finish as I like to call him, has come into the game for Sumrall here. Cross Sibley is loosening, so Sibley will be in to play the outfield, you'd think, somewhere. Sumrall defense has not yet been set. But when Cody Davis gets to work, he'll face hitters 6, 7, and 8. So Robbins in right, Dennis Jackson in center, Cross Sibley in left. Then the Sumrall defense in the infield left to right is Garrity, Morgan, Berry, and Story. The battery, Davis and Crawford as we go to the 7th. Purvis did not take care of business tonight in Purvis. But if the Bobcats don't take care of business here, then it is over. By virtue of the Sumrall loss, Purvis would get the backdoor district championship. So Joey Smith comes up, looking for his first hit of the night. And this is the first time he will face Cody Davis. So Hunter Barrett done for the night, but at one point he had sent down 10 in a row. So Cody will go from the stretch even with the bases empty. First pitch swung on. Here's a slow roller down first base, but wiggles itself foul. The Poplarville Hornets steamrolled everybody in football this year, so people were looking forward to baseball where the favor could be returned. But the Hornets, by virtue of a big 5-run first inning, hold the lead here. That pitch is outside. 1-1 to Joey Smith. We'll be back on the web with you on Friday. Those of you that have checked in tonight on the Sumrall roll call, tell everybody in Marrero we said hey. In Mendenhall, 1-1 pitch swung on. Here's a drive to right field, but that'll get out of play. down there near the Sumrall bullpen. So 1-2 to Big Joey Smith, the third baseman, who started a 5-4-3 double play off the bat of Hunter Baird, but that's the only play he's been called upon to make tonight. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. Nice pitch by Cody Davis, and here comes Peyton Graham. He has walked, singled, and popped to short. He's got a couple of RBIs and a run scored. So 1 for 2 with a couple of RBIs. The pitch. Inside, ball 1. Cody Davis, one of the 4 seniors that were saluted before the game. He and Garrett Robbins and Logan Powell and Grant Reddy. 1-0 pitch. Strike on the corner. Nice one. He had warmed a couple of times earlier in the contest, ready to be called upon, and here he is. 1-1 pitch. Inside. And could Sumrall come back and win this game, Cody'd be the winner. He's been used as a starter and in relief, primarily in relief. Been on those weeks like spring break and when you're playing tournaments and you need some all hands on deck pitching wise. There's a strike, 2-2 now. He has doubled as a starter. Had some periods of self-doubt early in the year, but has really settled in nicely. 2-2 pitch, just a piece of it. Graham fouled that one off. The Hornets have Joey Smith warming in the bullpen, that same third baseman. So they might use him as a relief pitcher if need be. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on. Here's a chopper out in front of the plate. It'll be the catcher. Throws to first base. And wow, I'll tell you what, for as big as Peyton Graham is, he got down the line. He's out, though, and here's Cade Johnson, who has played a superb outfield for Poplarville tonight. And it has a 1 for 3 night with a double and an RBI. Poplarville batting in the top of the 7th, base is empty, 2 outs, but leading the Rawcats 9-5. First pitch from Davis is a strike on the inner half. Looking ahead to the Sumrall 7th, the last chance 7th. Robbins, Garrity, and Crawford. Some pretty tough outs. And we'll see if Belsom comes back or if it'll be Smith. The 0-1. Ooh, that's inside and hit him. So here's Hughes. He's 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. They don't want to go back to the top of the order if they can help it. 2 outs here. In case you missed it, Lawrence County has defeated Purvis at Purvis, 7-5. The Tornadoes would have nailed down the number 1 seed with a win, but the Cougars went in there and took it from the Tornadoes, who had been playing some blistering baseball. It was a long winning streak, and all for naught now. Here's Hughes. First pitch. Strike at the knees. Cody came right back and attacked him. Don't look for anything too crazy here from Poplarville with his lead 9-5. Both teams with 7 hits. It is unusual to see that many runs, but you have more runs than hits. Second pitch is a routine play to Barry at second. Throws to first. So they don't go to the top of the order. Cody Davis does his job. So that pretty much sets the table for you. Robbins, Garrity, and Crawford, some guys that can swing some serious metal up there. And a pitching change is being made is Joey Smith. The reliever comes on to try to save it. Well, not literally a save, but metaphorically a save for Belsom.
Blue to the concession stand is half price.
So we'll try to set the rest of the Poplarville defense for you. That's still Breerwood at shortstop. Brady Tynes now goes from second to third. Torrey Polk is in the ball game at second, so Polk is the addition. He was at the pitch count, so Joey Smith will come on to try to hold a 4-run lead. And boy, he's going to be swimming in some pretty deep water right from the get-go. Garrett Robbins.
Right fielder, Garrett Robbins.
Robbins reached on a fielder's choice and scored. Lined to left field and flew to center. So Joey Smith on in relief. The first pitch to Robbins is swing and a miss as Smith just challenged him straight over the top. Smith gets the sign and gets right back to work. The 0-1. That's short. 1-1. Or the Bobcats will take runners any way they can get them here in the 7th. They've got to have 4 to tie, 5 to win, and keep the district hopes alive. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball strike and a beauty. Well, you don't expect to see a big guy like Smith be able to come up with finesse pitches like that. Man, it was a great pitch. 1-2 to Robbins. Fastball, popped it up. Right behind home plate, the pitcher will field it and then drop it. That ball is fair, and they'll have to finish it at first base. Robbins made the mistake of not running. Oh, my. Had Robbins run, he potentially would have been safe there on that miscue. So that'll go as a ground out. A mental mistake by the Bobcats here, and here's Garrity. Takes an off-speed pitch off the plate. 0-1. Crawford in the on-deck circle. The Bobcats down to their final 2 outs. Stranger things have happened. Here's the 1-0. Well, here's a drive to right center. That ball's well hit. That ball is back. That ball is gone. Garrity with his second homer of the night. Makes it a 9-7 ball game. Excuse me, 9-6 ball game.
Should be 9-7.
Boy, and how big is that out now? It would have been 9-7. Yeah, kind of a Freudian slip there. It's just 9-6, but hey, here's Crawford now. Boy, Garrity is seeing the ball really well. He is heating up here in the warmest part of the season. First pitch is a strike in there to Crawford. So the Bobcats got 3 in the first. They got 1 in the third, 1 in the 6th, 1 more here in the 7th, but they need 3 more to keep it going. Second pitch is there for a strike. So Joey Smith coming in and hammering the strike zone and challenging the Bobcats to put it in play. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Came right after him, swing and a miss. Down on 3 pitches. 2 away, and it's up to Zane Berry to keep this one going tonight. When you don't think that the Tornadoes of Purvis are watching and listening. They have the opportunity to do it themselves tonight. First pitch to Berry is inside, ball 1. So the Tornadoes have become a Hornet fan, just like that. Berry hitting 7th in the order. He's been on twice tonight. There's a strike on the inside corner. Joey Smith actually fell down after delivering that pitch. I think his cleat might have got caught in the synthetic surface there. Base is empty, 2 outs for Sumrall here in the 7th. Bobcats needing somewhat of a miracle here late. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball away. Didn't miss by much, but it was outside. 2-1. Kelly Santa with Jeremy Thompson hoping to talk about a dramatic come from behind win, but Sumrall trails 9-6. The 2-1 pitch outside, 3-1. And again, they just need base runners. A walk is really as good as a hit. 3-1 pitch. There's a strike. The game's about 2.5 hours old right now. The 3-2 pitch to Berry. Swung on, he got a piece of it, and stays alive. As he puts it into the screen. Smith, I don't think's doing anything fancy here, just trying to get it over the plate and challenging Berry to find a hole somewhere. The 3-2 pitch again. Swung on, here's a ground ball to short. Breerwood's got it. Throw to first, ball game. The line score from Sumrall tonight, the Hornets 9 runs, 7 hits, 1 error. The Bobcats 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors. The losing pitcher is Robbins. The winning pitcher is Jordan Belsom. There was no save. With the loss tonight, Sumrall drops to 18-6, 6-3 in district play. But because of the results here tonight, the Purvis Tornadoes are the champions of District 7 4A, and the Bobcats will lock down a number 2 seed in the upcoming playoffs that will begin next week. We'll be with you again Friday night from Poplarville. Until then, for producer-engineer Jeremy Thompson, I'm Kelly Sander. Thanks for joining us. You've been watching Sumrall Bobcat Baseball.